Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Midwest Adventure Life. I'm Mike.
I'm Charlie.
And today we're talking about winterizing your RV. So there's multiple ways you can winterize your RV. Some blow it out with air, some use the pink juice, and some go south. So we're gonna talk about the 3 different methods you can use and follow along. If you like the content, please give us a like and subscribe. There's many different steps you can take to kick this off. But we always start with empty tanks. So empty it like you normally would, your gray and black tanks, empty them out, give them a good flush for the end of the season. And then what you're gonna wanna do is empty your hot water tank. We've got a little valve on ours. Yours probably just has a plastic or metal drain plug. However it is, get the hot water tank empty. The next thing you wanna do is you are gonna wanna empty your fresh water tank.
The next thing you're gonna wanna do is empty your water tank.
All right, so at this point, you've got 2 options. You had 3. Option number one was to move your rig south to somewhere where it's not gonna freeze. If you can't do that, you've got 2 other options. You can blow out the water, and here we've got a contraption. You've got a garden hose fitting and an air hose fitting, and I'll explain how that works in a minute. Or option 3, I guess, or 2, or wherever we're at, is you're gonna put this inside your lines instead of water, or you can do both. If you like to wear suspenders and a belt, you can blow the water out and then fill the lines with this. Probably overkill, but we're gonna show you how to do this, so I'll probably end up doing both just for the sake of this video. So if you want to use the air method to blow out your lines, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this fitting. I'm gonna take out, this is a water pressure regulator. I'm gonna actually take this off and I'm gonna regulate the air pressure at my compressor. So you're gonna put this in just like you would your garden hose from your city line. And now you can hook up an air compressor right to this. I would keep it between 30 and 40 PSI to eliminate any risk of blowing out, damaging the lines by blowing them out. I mean literally blowing them out, not pushing water through them. So what you do, connect that, and then you're gonna go open all your faucets until you got all your water out. Some people stop there. I personally would be concerned in stopping there in the event that moisture were to fall into a valley or somewhere where you just couldn't get all the water out. So I personally like to use the pink fluid when I'm done. So that's what we're gonna do next. So I'm actually not blowing these out. I'm just running the antifreeze through this. So the next thing you need to do is figure out how you're gonna get this into your water system. Most RVs have an attachment with a valve that you're gonna drop a line into this gallon jug, and it will take the fluid into the RV directly at the water pump and pump it all through your system. So if you don't have that, you can add it. They can get kits on Amazon. They're fairly inexpensive. Again, most of the RVs do have them. If you're looking for that, generally you're gonna get into the compartment which is near your water pump, and I'm gonna show you what to look for. All right, so I'm jammed in this compartment here. This is my water pump, and right here I've got my, I'll call it my straw. It's got a cap on it, right? So I'm gonna undo this cap, and usually you're gonna find a valve, and see I've got this, probably hard to see in the video, there's a valve on this back wall, and what I'm gonna wanna do is I'm gonna wanna turn it up. And so now, instead of taking water out of my freshwater tank, it's gonna take it out of this straw, and it's gonna suck it right from my gallon jug here. So we'll come back down, I'll show you what to do. All right, so I've got the cap off. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this, if I put it all the way in the corner there, it'll go all the way down to the bottom of that jug. And now when I turn the water pump on, it will take the water from here into the system. But there's one more step we wanna do before we turn the water pump on. So let's step inside and I'll show you. So if you've got a drinking water system like this, you're gonna wanna do one of 2 things. You wanna either put a filter in it that you don't care about, or you're gonna wanna bypass the filter. And the other thing we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna bypass the hot water heater. Here, normally I would have my water filter, but I've got my diverter in. So the pink fluid will basically just get diverted through the system. Here's my hot water heater. Now, you don't wanna go filling this whole hot water heater 5 gallons with antifreeze. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and bypass this. Every RV is a little different, but mine is this valve right here. So now when I flip that, the water will not go through my hot water heater. It will bypass the system. What I normally do, and some people agree or disagree, is I will leave it on just until I see pink fluid coming through the system. just to push out any water. And then what I'll do is I'll turn it off at that point, again, so you don't fill up this whole hot water heater with fluid. And then when I'm done, I just drain the antifreeze that's in there just so it's not sitting in that stainless steel tank all winter rather. So let's get started. We're gonna flip this. We're just gonna let it build up pressure. So hold on. The water pump, as you saw, sucked in the pink fluid. What we're gonna do is go ahead and turn this on. It's gonna keep pulling fluid through. It's pushing all the fresh water out, and you're gonna know you're ready to go when this turns pink. So that's cold. You're gonna wanna do the same for the hot. Same for this. Now remember, if you didn't blow out the water, you still have water in the lines. So you wanna make sure that that fluid is a pretty heavily concentrated pink, because if it's real light pink, that's just mixing with the water, which is gonna reduce the temperature of which it's gonna freeze to. So it'll freeze at an earlier temperature, I should say. So make sure that water that is coming out is really nice and bright pink, almost the same color as that gallon you're pumping in. And keep in mind, I probably overdid it. I got 4 gallons, but this stuff is cheap at $3 a gallon. I'd much rather put too much in than not enough. So we're gonna do this to every faucet, and I'm gonna show you how I finish up the process. So in your shower, don't forget you've got the tub side, hot and cold, as well as the diverter up top for hot and cold. Remember, wait till they're pink on both sides. And we're gonna talk about what we do in the P-traps when we're done. So it's cold, we're gonna check back to hot. Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and divert this to the top. Sometimes it's hard to see because it's a mist. So your toilet, you're gonna go ahead and flush. Obviously wait till you see a bunch of pink coming out. And then what you wanna do when you store it is you wanna leave some pink fluid in the bowl, because what that will do is that will keep the seal on your toilet from drying up and from shrinking on you. Remember, if you have a sprayer on your toilet, make sure you put the fluid through the sprayer too. It's an easy one to forget. Now let's go outside. So this one's always an easy one to forget. Don't forget any outdoor faucets or outdoor showers, outdoor kitchens. You leave water in any one of these and it's going to create a problem for you over the winter. So again, hot and cold, do them both. Make sure you got till it's nice and pink coming through. If you push the water out first with an air hose, it's not as important. All the water's out, so that solution won't get diluted. So I'll show you what we do inside now to finish this up. Now looking back under here, you can see all my lines have pink fluid through them here. And again, this line going down is what goes into the hot water heater. I just open this valve for a second to let the fluid flush in, and I have the valve open on the outside for it to flow out. But you can see all the lines have the pink fluid in here, so I feel comfortable knowing there's no water left in this system. So the only thing we have left to do is to make sure our P-traps are covered. So we'll show you that next. So the next thing is you have what's called P-traps in your plumbing system, and it always holds water, so the gases can't come from your tank up into the RV. It's the same as a household P-trap, same idea. So what I typically do is I pour an extra, just some straight fluid right down here. Now you're gonna say, well, you already ran it through here and it already went through there, so you technically already have this in there. Yeah, you're right, but it also started out with a lot of straight water before we got to the point where there was just pink fluid. And at $3.90 a gallon, I really don't have a problem with finishing up my drains. again, I just feel better and I've never had an issue. So we're gonna do that on every drain. Obviously, you're not gonna do it in the outside shower. And the toilet, obviously, you're not going to do it because you already just have the water in the bowl. So every other sink drain, just fill those P-traps with a bunch of the pink solution, and you're good to go. So if you don't have a little helper friend like Charlie, like I do, good luck. It is possible to do it by yourself, but it's always more fun as a dynamic duo, right, buddy?
Yeah.
So if you liked the video, please do us a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell button so you get all the updates. And, you know, the age-old discussion about if you're going to cover your RV or not, we're not even going to talk about that. We're fortunate enough to keep ours inside. But I feel confident that the water lines have been pickled. Come spring, what do we normally do? We bleach the lines out, right?
Yep.
So we can talk about bleaching lines out in another video. Many people don't use their toilets and their showers and their sinks for drinking water. There's a whole bunch of discussions on that. But we use ours to the fullest, right? So... and have never had an issue. So if you take care of your RV properly, it will take care of you. So happy camping. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and more importantly, give us a subscribe. So we'll see you at the campgrounds.
Bye.